If you just started reselling or you're looking for a new niche for your current resale business that makes good money and has products that you can actually find, this video is for you. In this video, we're talking about kitchen. It's a great niche. I love this niche. A lot of you already have product in your home that can get you started if you're barely starting, or for those of you that are looking for a new niche for your current resale business, items in the kitchen niche are always available. You can go to thrift stores, you can go to flea markets, you can take it from your friends and your family. There is so much available that can make you good money. What I'm gonna show you is 30 sales from my own personal eBay store, Resellutions, so you can see that these are real sales that bring in real money to somebody that actually resells. I didn't just go scrape the web for anything just to make a video. And the sales you're gonna see are both current and they also go back to about a year and a half. And the reason I went back that far is because I'm gonna show you that these are basically evergreen sales. That means that no matter when you sell them, they will always give you good money. Of course, the markets go up and down, but for the most part, these are evergreen products. And look, I know that niching down sometimes is tough because you see so much potential out there. But when you niche down to one category, for example, this is gonna be kitchen, it just makes it so much easier for you to focus your attention on a certain line of products. When you do that, you're able to become an expert over time because of your experience. That makes it so much easier for you to find product and repeat the process that had made you money in the first place. And for those of you that are wondering, why are you telling us to niche down when you have an eBay everything store? Well, I'll tell you why. I do have niche stores that I don't share with anybody. But I keep this eBay everything store because it's easier for me to affect more people in a positive way. Because I can talk about clothing and I can talk about kitchen and electronics and collectibles and so on and so forth. Plus, it's hella fun and I always like to learn. No matter what I'm doing, no matter what niche is making me a ton of money, I'm still gonna go look for a new product because I love to learn. And for those of you that love to learn, stay until the end so I can talk about this knife. I love this knife. I've had it for about 2 years. And I am very happy with it. And as a heads up, this is part one of a running series of videos that are themed like this. I like to do videos like this because they're very focused and very helpful. Plus, if you've never thought about niches outside of what you do now, maybe this is where you pick one up. I just want to show you what is possible. All right, let's get the party started. And we're gonna go through these pretty quick because there are 30 sales and we don't want to be here for 2 hours, right? All right, so we're gonna start with Le Creuset. First off, I have to say, if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll notice that my custom label always has a price right here or a dollar amount. This right here, when it says 0, assume that it's mine because that's where I put my cost of goods. So 0 indicates that it's part of my collection or it's mine, it's in my kitchen, whatever the case. And that goes for any video. All right, so let's get started. Le Creuset Mini Halloween Dishes Set of 3 Halloween Collection. For those of you that don't know this brand, get to know this brand. This is an excellent French brand. It's not cheap. It's actually never cheap, but it's made really well, and I do recommend it. I have a ton of Le Creuset in the house. This stuff, I'm never gonna use it, so I said, you know what? Get rid of it. So, get some of my money back or make more. Because if you keep these, a lot of the times they become highly collectible. In this case, look at this. Sold for 70 bucks, free shipping after fees and everything I brought home, $48.07. That is an excellent return. Now let's keep going with this theme. Look at this, Le Creuset. Now, for those of you that maybe can't find Le Creuset anywhere like in the thrift stores because it's not going to be easy to find for sure. Think about this. If you have an outlet mall near you, see if they have a Le Creuset because Le Creuset does have really good sales at their outlet. And this is where I got this one from. Look at this. 29 bucks. Let's call it $30. I paid 30 bucks for this Le Creuset oil and vinegar set. Of course, it's brand new. It's in volcanic orange. Volcanic orange is a very good color. Like it's a very highly collectible color. A lot of people have other like either dishes or cups or whatever. In my case, I have a Dutch oven in that color. It looks really nice in the kitchen, so it is highly collectible. Look at what this sold for. Sold for $69.99 free shipping after fees and everything I brought home, $48.46. So let's call it $18.46 in profit. So I know that some of you are gonna say, well, it's only 18 bucks and you have to put in 30 for that. Fine, but I can tell you what, it sold in 1 day. I bought it, within 1 day I sold it. So I basically turned my $30 into $48 like that. Who would say no to that? This is awesome. And if they had more, I would have bought all of them up, but They only had one in this case. Next, here we go. This was mine as well. Le Creuset stoneware lidded cocotte. I think that's how you say that. Pearlized green. This is just a little gift box. You can do whatever you want with it. It's actually stoneware, so you can. It is of course a ramekin, so you can put it in the oven and use it for whatever you want. But most of the times, people give this out as a trinket dish to put jewelry in there, whatever the case. This was super nice. Look at what it sold for: $30, $12.99 shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $24.93. That is an excellent profit margin. This, I can tell you, they don't make this one anymore. Maybe they're going to make a different version of this, but not that color and not that specific pattern. So again, these are highly collectible. Keep your eyes out for these. And I'm going to keep going with the Le Creuset because I got rid of quite a few. So just bear with me. I do have other product that's not Le Creuset. Here you go. This next one, Le Creuset stoneware fluted heart tart pie baking dish. This was big. This is 11-inch. So by the way, fluted are those little ridges right there. For those of you that don't know what that is, that's what makes the crust look really nice on the outside. So look at what it sold for. $84.97 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $61.78. First of all, if it's this big and it's fluted, you're going to get good money for it. And they sell for way more than that when you buy them brand new. And I can tell you that you're going to get more money when it's fluted because look at this next one. Not fluted version and smaller. 7-inch, Le Creuset stoneware medium heart dish. Okay, look at what this sold for. $49.97. So there is a $35 difference between that one and that one. If it's fluted and it's larger, it's going to bring in more money. Let's keep going. This was one of my favorites because I have a garden outside. In fact, this year or next spring, it's going to be expanding to 4 raised beds. Right now, I have 1 raised bed and a bunch of flower pots. Well, I'm gonna expand it to 4 raised beds, and I grow my own like chiles, greens. I think this year I'm gonna do corn, maybe some watermelon, things of the sort. But this is for the inside. So this is Le Creuset herb flower planter. You can put cilantro, you can put small things like here, and it comes with a stand, or it says, look, planter with stand, because the bottom does come apart. It does have a drain hole, which is necessary for those of you that garden. Like you have to have a drain hole because if not, you kill the root. The roots get root rot. So the water drains to the dish, and then you take the water from the dish and you just put it back, and it looks super nice. Look at what it sold for. $62.99 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $51.25. For some reason, the shipping label wasn't on here. Let's assume that I paid about $12 in shipping for this because it's got to be real protected. So the box became a little bit larger. So what is that? $39 in profit. That is an excellent freaking margin. I love that thing. Okay, the last Le Creuset product. Here we go. Le Creuset enamel on steel whistling tea kettle. So I have like 2 or 3 tea kettles here at the house because we do make a lot of tea. So I put the hot water there, and then I have another like a teapot that I pour it in there, let it steep and do its thing, and then we pour from there, right? But the tea kettles always sell. You just got to make sure that there's not a lot of hard water or a lot of rust or the enamel has been scraped off and things like that because you'll ruin somebody's experience for sure. So just be careful with that. But look at this. I bought this for $3, and yes, I found this at the thrift store. Actually, let me take that back because she's gonna get mad. My girl found 3 of these at the thrift store, 2 at Goodwill and 1 like at our local Catholic thrift shop. Look at what it sold for. Sold for $64.99, $9.99 shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $60.83. Again, the shipping label for whatever reason got deleted. But in this case, I can tell you that I paid no more than $15 to ship this. So let's assume $15. So we're going to do, that puts us down to $45 minus the cost of goods, which is $3, $42 in profit from that. If you don't have a Le Creuset tea kettle, I recommend it. I do. That one specifically is one of the nicer ones because it's the squash version. I have the tall version, which is more grandma, more news or more old school, more just common. But this one is super nice. I did have one of those before, but we ruined it and I just, I got rid of it. All right, keep going. Speaking of other tea, or speaking of making tea, look at this. Who knows this? Brown Betty teapot. So the Brown Betty is known all over the world. And this was an official Brown Betty and it was brand new. And this one, you're going to laugh, or at least I have to laugh because if not, I'm going to be mad. But I bought this for $10 and it sold super fast within 1 week. But look at what happened. Sold for $54.99, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home minus $10.48. So because of the cost of goods was $10, this is actually, I lost $20 here. And I'll tell you why. I package my stuff really well, but sometimes, you know, the shippers, they handle it like crap. They do. And I'm like, dude, how did you break it? I don't understand. And I couldn't even get my money back for this through insurance, you know, because we are insured up to $100. And I couldn't get my money back because the customer sent me a picture of the pot broken, but had already gotten rid of the packaging. And I asked him, do you have the packaging? He said no. And the trash was already picked up. So I already knew that even if I sent just pictures of that to the USPS or UPS, I don't remember how I shipped it, but if I sent pictures to get my insurance claim, it was going to be, you know, they were going to say no. So why even waste time? So in this case, this brought me minus $20. Hey, shit happens, man. You know what? I know that a lot of the times we get pissed off and we're like, man, UPS and USPS, and just let it go. Let it go. You can't prevent all losses, but you can always make more sales. So I did make more sales. Look at this one. Tivana Shizuaka. I don't know how to say that. Collection. Decorative tea tins. So first off, these did not have any tea in them. They were just the tins. Okay, I bought this for $3 at an estate sale, and they sold pretty quick within maybe, I don't know, like 30 days. I mean, for tins, that's pretty damn good because people will use them because they are pretty. Look at that. The flowers, the Japanese motif. It's awesome. All right, these sold for $27, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $14.35. So $11.35 in profit. Not a huge profit margin, but who would have thought, right? From tea tins. I can tell you right now that if the tea tin looks nice, people want it. And you know how I know? Because I have some in my pantry. I have a lot of different teas, and I don't want it in just some boring looking thing. I don't want it. First of all, it can't be clear because it's got to be protected from the sunlight or from the ambient light. So it has to be sealed, and why not make it look nice? That's why I would buy something like this. And somebody else obviously thought the same. Next, keeping with the kitchen theme, this is an old school lighter. People used to have this right on the table, right? So you can, because first of all, it looked pretty. Look at that, it's gorgeous. And you use it to turn on either when people smoked inside, or they would use it to turn on candles and whatever for the ambiance. Look at that. This is 3-inch. I didn't have a custom SKU label on this one because I don't know what the hell happened, but I know that I paid $1 for it because I bought it in a big ass box of stuff. And this was awesome. Look at this. This one sold for $19.99, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $10.37, so $9.37 in profit. And I can tell you that this is probably the 5th one that I've sold. This is not super unique. You can still find these. The one thing that I have to say is that if you know how to fix them, fix it, because if you don't fix it, you're either going to get a return or you're never going to sell it because people don't want to fix stuff like this. It's not as easy as you would think. If it doesn't work, people don't want it. Next, let's go to one of my staple products from Mexico. Of course, this is kitchen themed because, hey, you always drink when you're in the kitchen. Hand-blown shot glass set. Chili cactus. Okay, look at this. So they're hand-blown, and those are inside. This is why people want them, because they're cool. You fill it up with tequila or with whatever you're drinking, and they look nice. You just got to be careful not to drop ice in it too hard, or to make sure that you don't put any ice in there. You should just put the tequila in there and then just drink it. But look, I bought these for $3 each, so I'm in it for $9. And this is a replenishable product that I can always get. Sold for $36, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $18.55. So $9.55 in profit. That means that I double my money every single time that I buy these. Do these sell every single day? No. Do they sell often? Not as often as I would like, but they do sell year round. People always like the Mexican theme, the Mexico theme. So therefore, they buy things like this. What I do recommend is if you're doing things like this, try not to buy the same one. Don't put like all the 3 of the yellow chile or the agave plant or this cactus right here, because it's kind of boring. People want an assortment. They do. They want different ones because they don't want to give everybody the same one. They're like, oh, you get the chile, you get the agave, you get the nopal, and things like that. So whenever you buy these, if you are in Mexico or if you can get them from somewhere else, again, I recommend an assortment. Next, these were some of my favorites. I love these hand-blown glass stir sticks. They're all bird themed. Whenever you're buying things that have a high quantity, either make them all different or all follow a theme. If you can do pairs, you can do threes, whatever the case, right? But a lot of people, it's just very much easier to focus when you niche down. So in this case, I'm niching down to birds. People that like parrots and whatever's in there. I don't know all the birds. I'm not that good with birds, and birds are not my thing. Dogs are my thing, which I did have dogs in the stir sticks. But in any case, these cost me 90 cents each. And again, this is a replenishable product. So I'm in it for $9 because there's 10 of them. So assume $9, right? Sold for $39.99, free shipping after fees and everything I brought home, $26.90. So what is that? Let's just say $7 right here and $2 less. So $18 in profit. $18 in profit. Okay, I have to say, the problem always with this is that they are hard to ship because they are very fragile. Look at that. They're really pretty, right? But they're very fragile. So you got to know how to ship this. I have a certain way to ship it, and I already have tubes that I can put them in because I'm built for this since I buy these all the time. But if you don't, if you're not that good at shipping yet, if you're still new and you're figuring out, how to ship things, I don't recommend stuff like this because it's too fragile. Next, this is, of course, kitchen, but this is MCM theme. West Bend MCM Penguin Hot Cold Server Ice Bucket. Who remembers this? For those of you that are about my age or older, who remembers that? These are awesome, and it is Bakelite, by the way. The plasticky parts right here, that's Bakelite. Bakelite is an awesome plastic. I'm not going to go over that right now. I do have a video on Bakelite on how to check to make sure that it is Bakelite, which I'm going to link below, and I recommend you watch it because when you're at estate sales or garage sales or whatever, you're able to take something with you to test it, and if it's Bakelite, it can make you a crap ton more money than just regular plastic. So think about that, and again, I'm going to link it down below. Okay, this one I bought for $8 and sold for $29.99, $9.99 shipping after fees and everything I brought home, $21.55. Minus the $8, that is $13.55 in profit. Okay, I have to say something about this. When I was selling this, I was running a test on my eBay store, paying for offsite ads. That means it's not the regular ads that most of you pay for, which is promoted within eBay. I was paying a campaign, which is pay-per-click. That means that every time that somebody clicked on it, I have to pay money for that. So people were getting it off of Google Shopping. And I guess I had it priced wrong because nobody wanted to buy it. I had it for $39.99, $9.99 shipping. And I spent so much that although, right here is like, oh, great, you made $13. In fact, I lost on this. Call it about $28 because of advertising. This is when you have to be careful what you're advertising. This is, I did this test because I wanted to kind of show everybody else. I think I talked about this a few times, but I wanted to show that advertising does work, but you have to be careful. Most of the advertising that I do are for niche stores because it's a lot easier for you not to lose money when it's a niche store. But when you do it for an eBay everything store, it's just a lot harder. So I just wanted to give you a heads up if you are running offsite promo ads. And the only upside to this is that eBay gave me half off of my ads. So it would have been way worse if they have given me that 50% off. Freaking insane, man. Next, here we go. Bar things or drinking again because it is kitchen themed. Cuddy Sark Vintage Whiskey Glasses, set of 4. So that is a Scottish whiskey. I paid $2 for all of these. So it was 50 cents each, right? Sold for $24.99, $12.99 shipping after fees and everything I brought home, $19.47. So $17.47 in profit. If you're not comfortable shipping glass, just, learn by doing, and just don't learn by doing on something very expensive, but learn by doing. These, you have to bubble wrap each of them separately, then bubble wrap the whole thing and make sure that they are bumpered. That means that there's enough space between that, your product, and the box, so that when it gets squashed or squished or pushed by the shipper, they don't break. And none of these broke. So next, let's keep going here. Speaking of glass, Marquee Waterford. Waterford Marquee wine stoppers, 5-inch crystal Brookside. Okay. I bought these for $10 each. And that $10 as in not each stopper, but the box. Because I bought a whole bunch of this stuff from an estate sale. In fact, my girl and I had to go up to the attic, which is weird because it was like a livable attic, but we were like on our hands and knees crawling through where nobody wanted to go through there. And I said, no, we're going to go because we always do the things that nobody else wants to do. And that's why we win. So we went, we found this. I found a big ass bowl. I found, I think it was a bottle, which I have in my bar now. I found so much crystal and we just bought all of it. And I said, no, just buy it all. This sold for $35, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $21.05, so $11.05 in profit. Not a huge profit margin, but I love these things because if they didn't sell, I said, I don't care. I'm going to just keep them for me and I can use them for my bottles because these stoppers are nice. Crystal, heavy, they're awesome. Next, okay, this is home decor / kitchen, but most of the time, people are not going to go hang this in the living room, right? You're going to hang a plate in the kitchen because it makes sense. So this is why I included it on here. So this is the Picard Art Deco China hand-painted plate. Gold, green, pink style. You guys can read the rest. This is an 8-inch plate. I bought it for $1. I thought it was awesome. Art Deco is one of my favorite eras. But there's just too much. There's just too much on my walls and too much in my kitchen that I just had to get rid of it. Look at this. Sold for $27 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $14.10, so $13.10 in profit. Excellent profit margin. Great looking plate. Again, things like this, there's not going to be a huge market for them, but I don't mind sitting on some of this as long as it's not more than a year and a half. I don't mind sitting on this because I want somebody to have it. I think that a lot of the younger crowd now, a lot of society in general, they don't value things like this. This was very well made and it was hand painted. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. So I want somebody else to have it. And instead of just giving it to Goodwill, so maybe they'll break it or, it's going to be gone from our history. I don't like that. Again, this is why I do things like this. In fact, look at this one. My girl found this one. This is an old Limoges Abbey plate, 8.5-inch wide. So first off, the pattern is just gorgeous. That's why it brings in good money, and you'll see right now. But also because it's scalloped, which is, these little wavy things around the edges instead of being just round. This is scalloped. I bought this for $5. Well, my card bought this for $5, but my girl bought it. Sold for $55 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $32.35. So $27.35 in profit. Look at that. That's gorgeous, man. I like things like this. It makes me feel good to have them in the kitchen. I'm always in the kitchen. In fact, my girl and I spend a lot of time there. I love to cook, so I'm always cooking. But also, we get to have drinks there. I also have a big ass TV because sometimes I'm cooking and I'm watching like a recipe or listening to something. So we do spend a lot of time in there, and I like to have things like this that look nice around me. So speaking of nice things, look at this one. MCM ceramic fish plates. These were awesome, and I couldn't believe nobody had picked them up. It was the third day of an estate sale, and I think it was like 50% off. I was like, seriously, nobody wanted these? What the hell? So I ended up paying $12 for all of these. So it was $3 a piece times 4. $12 for all. This is a set of 4 MCM ceramic fish plates, hand painted, and they were Italian. Sold for $60, $9.99. Shipping after fees and everything, I brought home $48.65. So what is that? $36.65 in profit. Okay, stuff like this makes money because people have, let's just say that you have like a beach house or you want to do a coastal theme in your kitchen. And this necessarily doesn't have to be in your kitchen because a lot of people put these away and they take them out for a fun party or when they are, I don't know, when they are trying to portray a fish theme, They are super nice, man. They are heavy duty, and they were able to be like, you could eat off of them, because a lot of the times they're just decor, and you got to be careful with that too. If you're not able to eat off of them, you got to put that in your description. You can't just assume that people are going to know. So think about that too. Next, okay, I am not huge on salt and pepper shakers because I have my Le Creuset ones that are tall, like they grind the big salt and the big peppercorns. But these, I know that people like this because it's a nice, old school grandma theme. That's what I call it. This is vintage Anchor Hocking. These were from the 80s. I bought this for $4 for the pair, which was kind of a lot for me. I don't usually spend that much money for salt and pepper shakers, but I thought they were nicely themed, and I knew that somebody was going to get them. Sold for $20, $9.99 shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $17.46, so $13.46 in profit. These are super nice. And keeping with the same theme, look at these. Marquee salt and pepper shakers, Art Deco ribbed clear glass. Okay, so these I bought in that same, where that attic that I told you guys that we were looking for. So I bought these for $2 for the set. Sold for $24.99 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $11.58, so $9.58 in profit. If you ever find a crystal one like this, but that has like a silver lining at the top or the bottom, they go for more money. These were very basic, nice, yes, but very basic. So they went for, what did I say right now? $24.99, but that's okay. I don't mind that. I do enjoy things like this that are made of crystal. And again, a lot of this stuff, if it doesn't sell, since I have it in my warehouse, and instead of giving it away or donating it again, I can just keep it for myself because I don't mind having these on my table. One more for when it comes to salt shakers. Look at these vintage Dutchen sterling silver weighted glass line salt. Okay. I bought these for $1 each. A lot of the times when you are selling these, people want to buy them for the silver. They're going to melt it down and take the silver out. I don't know what they did with them or with these. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that's what they did. These sold for $31 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $25.03. I can tell you right now that I got a whole bunch of offers for $15 or less. And that right there tells me that those people that offered that were the ones that were trying to melt it because they have a way to melt them at home or wherever they do it. And then they sell back the silver. So they make a small amount of money, but it's basically money that is always going to be there because the silver usually doesn't tank and it keeps increasing in value the same way with gold. So just be mindful when it's actual sterling silver. Next, this is also themed for kitchen. This is for those of you that do water filter or have water filter system, or this is for a jug, but these are just filters. If you guys have ever seen any of my other videos, I always talk about filters. They always make money. I bought these for $1 each, and this person bought 2 of them. This is why they sold for what they sold for. Sold for $39.94 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $26.22, so $24.22 in profit. I can tell you that filters always sell because they're necessary. If you don't have a filter, you can't use your jug. That's why they have to come and buy them from you. That goes for filters for your AC, filters for anything. Just filtration always sells. And going in the same thing of sort of cleaning, Shark Steam and Scrub Dirt Grip. Okay, I bought a whole bunch of these and I've been selling them for a long time. Thankfully, I'm done. I just wanted to get them out of my life. I was done. I was actually selling them for more than what this one sold for previously within the last I think I've been selling them for like 2.5 years or whatever. So I bought these for $1.50, sold for $21.97 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $13.01. So let's call that $11.50 in profit. Before this one, I was selling them for $24.99, upwards of $28.99. I think it was the most expensive one. But again, once you've had a product for a long time, you can't replenish it anymore. You just want it out of your warehouse. Just get rid of it, mark it down so somebody can buy it and get it done and over with. Okay, check this one out. For those of you that look at old Cuisinart, especially Cuisinart, old things that like, especially, what are they called? Food processors are like, whoa, who the hell's going to want that? Well, some people get married to the products, the things that they have in their home. And if something busts, they have to replace it. Since Cuisinart is not going to make these anymore, they have to come to you and buy them. Look at these blades. I bought this blade set for $7. Sold for $40, $9.99 shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $28.85, so $21.85 in profit. That is an excellent margin for that. Make sure that there is no rust. Make sure that they're still good. They're not bent, like they're not bent out of shape so that they can still work and people will buy them. Next, this is definitely kitchen themed because you put these around the kitchen in places. Vintage Murano style. Not Murano style, because that is almost the same style. But since I can't verify that it was Murano, that's the only thing that I can do right there. I bought this for $1.50, sold for $20, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $8.35. So what is that? Let's call it $7 in profit. It's a little bit less than $7, but $7 in profit. Okay, this I bought in a whole bunch. I bought a chile, some lemons. I bought I think it was an orange, some grapes. Things like this do sell, and usually they sell in singles because some people just want one thing. If you want to sell it as a basket, that's fine too. But a lot of the times, you know, people don't want to spend all kinds of money. So therefore, you know, they'll spend $20 on this. This is, I think, one of the lowest profit margins that I got on these products that I'm showing you. Next, let's go to cups, because cups do make money, especially collectibles like this one. Starbucks, Jonathan Adler ceramic travel mug from 2010. I bought this for $1.50, sold for $26.99, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $11.36, so a little bit under $10 in profit. Okay, when you buy things like this, you got to be careful, and you got to know that it's the box that it's going to ship in. It's not super tiny and it's not small. Plus, that's heavy. So you got to work that in the price. And if it doesn't make sense, then don't buy it. Next, look at these glasses again. Disney Lady and the Tramp stemless wine glasses. My girl found these at an estate sale for $3. I knew these was going to sell because, first of all, it's Lady and the Tramp. And second of all, these are kind of cute to give to your significant other or hold off until Valentine's Day. Sold for $29.99, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $19.54, so $16.54 in profit. Next, we're almost done here. Let's go. Navajo coffee mug signed Southwestern American. Okay. Or Southwest American. I really thought that this was going to sell for more, but I just wanted somebody to have it. I think that that's one of the nicest cups that I've seen thus far when it comes to the Navajo theme. I bought this for $2. Sold for $20, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $9.51, so $7.51 in profit. I had it up for, what did I sell it for? $20. I remember having it up for like $39.99. Sometimes you're able to get a lot more money for cups. In this case, I wasn't able to, so I kept marking it down until it sold. It's still super nice looking. Great colors, man. Great colors. Next, I don't know how to say that. Chimay. I don't know how to say that, but if you guys know, let me know in the comments below. I bought this for $1.50. This is great looking pottery. It looks very old school tavern, pottery. Sold for $27, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $14.20. How much did I pay for it? $1.50. So let's call it $12.50 in profit. That is an excellent margin for a cup like this. Not that difficult to ship. It's just medium bubble wrap and the appropriate size box. And in this case, I believe I shipped it it was either 8x6x4 or 8x6x6. Shit, I don't remember. But in any case, just remember, leave a bumper on the outside because things get squished. Things get piled on these boxes and you can break it. Last but not least, I don't know if this is all over the US, but the world market is one of my favorite places to go because they have product from everywhere in the world. It's freaking awesome. So this is the second set, and this one sold for less money than the first one because the first one was complete. This one, somebody broke. I bought this at a garage sale, but somebody or like the owner had broken the top one, and I said, I don't care. I'm still gonna take it because these are super nice. They look very MCM. They're very basic, but they're super nice. I bought this for $2.50. Sold for $28.93, $19.99 shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $30.42. So what is that? Let's call it $28 in profit. Let's do that. $28 in profit. This one shipped with just medium bubble in a 12x6x6 box. That's it. I knew that it was going to be okay because the metal rods were helping protect the mug. Not the handles, of course, but I just I added a layer of bubble right here, and you're fine. And it shipped just fine, and I shipped 2. The first one, let me see if I remember. This one's 28. So yeah, the first one sold for like 50 plus $20 shipping because people want the complete set in this, and they don't make this anymore. And that is it, everybody. Woo! Those were 30 sales in the kitchen niche. If you guys are brand new to reselling, or if you're looking for a new niche, kitchen is awesome. First off, if you don't have money to go out and buy, at the thrift store or whatever, get stuff from your home. Some of you might have, nice products that people want and that you can sell online. And if you don't, then you got to save up your money and go to thrift stores and things like that, and that's fine. I love doing kitchen because kitchen is always necessary. People are always looking for parts, for knives, for knife blocks. Let's see, for cups, of course, for mugs. The mugs, though, you got to be very careful with mugs because there's a whole ton of them that aren't worth a penny. So just be careful. Make sure that they're collectible. But as you saw, there's a bunch of different things that you can buy for this niche. And I know you're like, well, I don't want to niche down too much because then I kind of pigeonhole myself. Well, look at how many things are actually in that niche. It's very expansive. It's a big niche. So just because I say kitchen doesn't mean knives and things to cook. It means anything that can belong in the kitchen. You can do chandeliers. You can do lighting. You can do the little clip lights that go under your cabinets to where you can't wire your lights. Sometimes, there's little lights that you can tape under there, put some double A's and just press them, because that's what I do. I have them in a corner. It's just a shitty corner that I have in my kitchen that I've been wanting to fix, so I just put lights in there. So there you go. And as promised, for those of you that like to learn, this is my knife. I love this knife. My girl gave this to me as a birthday present 2 years ago, and it's awesome. This is a 9-inch knife. In fact, I wanted the 8-inch because I was used to having an 8-inch knife, and yes, 1 inch makes a big difference when you're cutting. But I've gotten used to the 9-inch. I prefer the 8-inch because it feels like I have more control. But in this case, this is the MIYABI 6000. I'm reading the back, by the way. This is the MIYABI 6000 MCT made in Japan. It says microcarbide MC63 stainless steel. I can tell you that I have sharpened this knife twice. Once a year, that's it. And it doesn't need anything else. I cut everything with this. It chops super fast. It's just easy to handle. And speaking of handle, look at the handle. That's gorgeous, man. It's ergonomic and it doesn't hurt because I don't know how you guys hold your own knives because, you don't really hold them like this. You hold them from here so you can have some control, right? So it doesn't hurt me right here. I do recommend this knife. In fact, I'm going to link it down below if you guys want to get it because, again, I've had it for 2 years. It's a great freaking knife. It's not cheap. I'll tell you that. And I'm not even going to tell you how much it is. Look down below so you can see, what you're going to spend. But these things, if you take care of it properly, they'll last forever. And that's it, everybody. To continue supporting the channel, you can always send your thanks with the thanks button down below. You can buy the Reselloupe to add value to the photos you're already taking. Better photos means better sales, plain and simple. And you can become a member of the Resellutions Posse for less than gas station coffee and get access to videos that no one else has access to. Plus, every Wednesday, you get to send in 2 questions that I deep dive with a very long, open format conversation on Thursdays about whatever it is that we're talking about. It's super fun and people send all kinds of questions. It's not even, it doesn't have to be reseller related. They send me all kinds of questions, which makes it extra fun. Plus, right now, if you sign up as a 40 cal top tier Posse member, you get access to Bruce. That's Bruce back there. He is an AI lister that helps you make more money by giving you better listings, essentially. Better titles, better descriptions, better listings overall. As always, give this video a like, share this with anyone that needs to see it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss awesome videos like this. See you in the next one. Peace and cheers, everybody. Woohoo! We had an awesome morning, and I needed some water because I've just been going all morning long, and it was great. I went to the shooting range. I took my EDC, which is my everyday carry, because for those of you that carry, you got to practice. You got to practice all the time. In case there's a situation, you're able to handle yourself properly. One last thing, if you guys like theme videos like this, because I love to dress up, it's awesome. And I love doing theme videos. If you do like these videos, leave it in the comments below, because I would love to hear what kind of theme you want to do. I do electronics, I can do clothing, I can do shoes, I can do hats. I can niche down a lot, or I can make it more general, whatever you guys want. All right, let's get the party started, and we're gonna bang these. All right, let's get the party started, and we're gonna bang through. Otra vez. I can't get it out. I can't get it out. All right, let's get the party started, and we're gonna bang through these real quick. Why am I saying bang? Why bang? Chingada madre.